everyone, welcome to my final video for June, and today I'm using the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Drawer Collection. I've not used this for a little while, so I thought I would pop it out and use it. The photo that I'm scrapping today is this one, and it goes perfectly with the June embellishment kit, which I'll be using some items from. My dad passed away a couple of years ago after a short illness, and last year we were invited by the Navy, who interred my dad sort of a few months after he passed away. We got invited by the Navy to go back onto the base in Portsmouth, just for a memorial service for all those sailors that they'd interred during that year. And after we went, Craig and I went down, and after the service and what have we went to and found a Starbucks, got a cup of coffee, and we went and sat near to where my dad was interred in the sea and had a cup of coffee. And this was me raising my coffee cup to my dad, because I knew that he would do the same and he would enjoy a cup of coffee with us. So that's the story behind the photo. A little bit sad, but it's fine. My dad will always be with his beloved Navy, and that's the one thing that I take comfort from. So let's start. So I've already done some prep, as you can see, as always. So I've got my my base pattern paper, and I'm going to simply use a square of another pattern paper in the collection, and I've lightly distressed the edges. Now the first thing that I'm going to use from Sarah's June embellishment kit, I don't know, hopefully you can see that, it's a lovely coffee paper clip, and I'm simply just going to pop that on the top of that piece of cardstock. There you go, just like that. Keep moving my mat, sorry. And then I'm going to glue that down. So there, I'm going to miss the clip. Then that way, if I wanted to remove it, I could, or if I wanted to pop anything under it, then I can. Oh, I'm just going to do that, and then pop it down as square as I can into the middle. I always do this by eye, so there you go. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a row of tags across, but I'm going to sort of jumble them up a little bit, and then my photo I'm matting on a piece of like dotted vintage paper, so I'm just going to pop that there. So I'll actually stick my photo down. Oh God. And I'm going to stick that down like so. Now I'm going to put some dots on the back. I've got a bit of my foam pad surrounds to do, so like left, so if I can get the back off, do you know what, I'll just do it that way, because I can get that bit off, and then I'll take that off in a minute. Ooh. Yep, that is the right way. And then I'm going to just stick that down, and again I'll just add some other dots on this, so just to give it a little bit of stability. There you go. Go down and go across, and then just put a couple in there. There, I'm going to put that to one side, and then I'm going to just take all this off, ready to stick down. So, right, that's ready to stick down. So what I'm going to do with each of the tags is I'm not going to stick them flat. So what I'm going to do again is put just a couple of tags underneath, a couple of foam dots, sorry, underneath the top of the tag, and then that way they won't join. You'll give them a little bit of movement. So let me just do this side. There. Right, I'm down onto the little dots now, so that's fine. We can use those and just stick them this way. Okay, then what I'm going to do is, as I use them, I'm going to take the backs off and use my tape gun and just, blimey, and just stick them down like this. So about there, and then that way, look, you can see it doesn't stick right down. So I'm going to do the same with all of them. I'm going to put 2 on the left and 2 on the right. And one across, oh, the bottom, that's that one done. That's fine. And again, I'm not putting them like dead straight either. I'm going to stagger them. So let me take those off and use my other tape gun. There you go. Put that there. Taking those off. Right, I've done that in the wrong order. I want that one first on the right. Oh God. Oh dear. Right. And just put that. I don't know who suggested getting one of these ATG guns and then using the tapes from Sarah, but I'm giving it a go, and so far I really like it. So thank you to whoever suggested that. I think it might have been Helen Ding. I'm not sure, but if it was, thank you. If it was somebody else, then thank you as well. So I'm just going to roughly get them in the same place. And I'm going to stick those down. And then I'm going to put my photo in the middle, right there. There, perfect. So I've got some seam binding, and I'm just going to lace this through my tags, which is another reason for not sticking them dead flat. And also the foam dots will just pull off again until you've got the seam binding through. So I'm just going to pop that through there. So the glue keeps obviously the tags stuck completely down, but then the foam dots will just pop off so you can thread this through. So right, now I'm going to put it back the way. I'm going to leave it a little bit loose. I'm not going to pull it tight. And I keep moving this. And then there you go. And then I'm just going to cut that bit off like so. And what I will do is I'm just going to stick a little bit of glue, wet glue, onto my layout and just stick the seam binding down. It doesn't matter if you put a bit too much glue down like I've just done, because it will dry clear anyway. So there. So that's that done. And I've moved it again. I think I need to get a magnetic board and some magnets to hold my layouts down when I'm doing this. So that's that. So what I'm going to do now, is I had a plan. So where's the things gone? There you go. So I think I'm going to put my title at the top, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to do the oh, I've taken out the wrong one. I'm going to do the beautiful moment, so which is off the foam sheet and the sticker sheet, which has got stuck. There you go. So I'm going to use the moments off of here, and I'm going to put that down first so I know where I want it. Beautiful. And then the beautiful, you see, can then go there. There. So that's fine. Now I've got some other bits and pieces. So I've got a Never Forget, but I've got one of the June wooden pieces which says Remember. So I don't know if I want to use both of those. I might just use the Remember and put that to one side. I've also got a bow, and again I might actually put that on there. That's a good idea, Sam. I've got another one of the corduroy hearts, which I love, and just to add a little bit of interest, I've just got some buttons, like some ephemera buttons and a little sort of postage stamp type thing. So I'm going to stick this, I like that going on there, so I'm going to use a bit of my wet glue again, and I'm going to stick that here. Make sure you put a fair amount of glue on, because you're putting it onto material. And I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to stick that right down. Just hold it for a few minutes. If these bits don't stick, that's fine, but as long as the bow sticks, then that's better. So then I think I might put the Remember and the heart just there. And then I think the ticket and the buttons there, just to give it a little bit of interest. I'm not going to do much more to this layout, so we'll get this stuck down. So again, using your wet glue, I'm going to stick that down, but what I might do is off camera is through these bits here is I might actually just stitch them to the layout, just so it looks like they're stitched down, which I quite like. And then I'm going to use the glue again and just pop the heart down. Okay, then I'm going to tuck that underneath there, so I'm just going to put that there, and then these ones I'm going to stick down with glue dots. So I'm just going to put a little line of those. There's one where I couldn't get it out on another video. No, still can't get that out, so I'm leaving that one. Just going to put a little line of dots down. There you go. And take those off. Take them off. Take them off. Ooh. Ooh. You always get one, don't you? There you go, that's off. And I'm just going to put that along the bottom there. So that's my layout. I've used Simple Stories Simple Vintage Drawer Collection, and I've used some of the June embellishment kit pieces on this layout, and it's just a very simple layout. I wanted the photo to be quite prominent because of what the photo represents for me, and that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed my June videos, and I will see you next month. Bye for now.